Hi, I'm Angie and we are making two things today. So we are making a filling for your chocolate bonbons and we're also making a recipe for a chocolate bar, pretty much from the same ingredients. And so we are making a white chocolate raspberry macadamia chocolate filling or a chocolate bar. As always, plant-based. You can also add a little bit of milk powder if you want, but I'll stick to non-dairy. But before we start, I really want to show you the two recipes we're going to make today. So we are using freeze-dried raspberries, and of course you can use whatever you can find, like freeze-dried strawberries or freeze-dried mango or like whatever you have available. Then we use cocoa butter, sugar, and macadamia nuts. So super simple recipe, and the only difference in the recipe basically is the ratio of cocoa butter and macadamia nuts. So for the chocolate bar, you need at least 25% of cocoa butter to be able to temper your chocolate bar. You do not need that necessarily for your filling. For your filling, you can totally also leave out the cocoa butter and just add more macadamia nuts. This will totally work. I just like the creaminess and the consistency with the cocoa butter, but yeah, it's totally up to you. For the chocolate bar, I will use my chocolate refiner, my grinder, because you will never be able to get like the silky smooth texture of chocolate if you use a blender. But I know that not all of you have a chocolate refiner, so I will make the chocolate bar with the chocolate refiner and the filling with my blender. The filling with my blender, it will still have some coarse particles in it, so it will be gritty, but still great for any kind of filling. And I will also add some nuts, so we should be good for the filling as well. But of course, if you also want like a very smooth filling, use your chocolate refiner for it. I think that's all I wanted to say up front. Let's get started. We start with making our chocolate bars. So for that we need our chocolate refiner if you want to achieve a very smooth and silky chocolate bar. I like to heat up this bowl a little bit in the oven, just like at maximum of like 40-50 degrees Celsius, because otherwise you will melt this plastic top here. That happened to me before. Make sure it's not too hot in your oven, but it just makes your life a little bit easier when grinding down. And so I would say we start. It's getting a little bit loud because this refiner, well, I mean, it's stone on stone and it grinds down stuff, so it is a little bit louder. So I'll try to make sure that I speak loud enough. I have melted my cocoa butter first, and I'm using 675 grams today. So I'll just put everything in. So this is pretty hot. And for your recipe, you really need to make sure that you have at least 25% of cocoa butter in your recipe. Otherwise, you will not be able to temper your chocolate in the end. Okay, now we have our cocoa butter in. Next, I will add the sugar. So this is a little bit of a sweeter recipe. So I'm adding 1 kilogram of sugar, and then we start. I'll just stop so I can talk to you. And so I'll grind down the sugar for a little bit, and then I'll add 150 grams of freeze-dried raspberries. Make sure you have freeze-dried raspberry powder. You can't use fresh raspberries or dried raspberries because they just have contain too much water, and your chocolate will seize. So use the freeze-dried stuff. And I've also ground down with my blender my macadamias, just because it's easier on your chocolate refiner if you already use pre-ground nuts. And so this is 675 grams of macadamia. And so I'll add that slowly into my refiner, and then we basically let it run for the next, I think, 10 to 12 hours. So this is a long process. If you have like a garage or something, put it in there, because it's a little bit noisy. decorate our bar molds together. So I show you the colors I used, and those are actually also the colors I used for my bonbon molds. So I have a purple, a prana purple, this is a green mermaid, so this is a turquoise, and this is a white. And of course I will use my toothbrush. Now I'm getting all of my colors warmed up, and then we decorate our chocolate bar mold. So that's it, and so now I will let those dry, yeah, and wait until my chocolate is ready. Here we are. So my chocolate refiner is ready after, yeah, I want to say 13-14 hours. Like my chocolate is super smooth, looking really good, and now I am emptying out my chocolate refiner, and then we can move on tempering our chocolate and fill the molds. Okay, I have some chocolate here, and I have the right temperature. I'm below 35 degrees Celsius. And now I'm adding my seeds, my silk, to properly temper it. If you want to learn more, I have a video about that, how I temper my chocolate and how to make those seeds. And now I stir everything in, and then we're ready to go. Oh, what I also should mention, I've prepared some macadamia pieces because I really want to add some on the back, on the bars, just to give a little bit more crunch. And I think we're ready. Okay, I'm in a weird position, so I'm trying my best to not screw everything up. And so yeah, ooh, that was too much. Yeah, and so this is a really good way to color your chocolate, your white chocolate naturally, just in case you're interested in that. So if you use any kind of like fruit powders, works really good. I'll just use a little bit of a tablecloth because now I want to knock out the air bubbles and don't want to make too much noise. And now I'm sprinkling on my macadamia nuts. But I'm thinking maybe I should have made smaller pieces. Well, give it another good shake. I'm also pressing down the bigger pieces a little bit so they don't stick out too much. Cool. Now I let this set in the fridge until it's completely hardened, maybe 20-30 minutes, and then I'll show you the end result. Let's see. Oh, one already flew out. So yeah, that's it. Looking pretty good. Really nice pink color. I have the nuts on the back. Cool. Cute. Nothing to complain about. Now we're going over to making our white chocolate raspberry filling. This will never be completely smooth. You will not get the same result with a blender compared to my chocolate refiner. But I think for a filling or even for a chocolate bar, if you don't mind that it's a little bit gritty, then go for it. And so we're making the filling with my blender today. So I have macadamias here, and those are, so I'm aiming for a 500 grams recipe, so I have 220 grams of macadamia here. And I have some cocoa butter, 50 grams. It is not really necessary to use cocoa butter for your filling, but you can totally substitute the amount of cocoa butter with macadamia or just another oil. Now we have 200 grams of sugar and 30 grams of our freeze-dried raspberries. And now we give this a go. Here's our raspberry macadamia filling. I still have some macadamia pieces here and there, so I will just let it run another time until it's smooth enough so I don't see any more nuts. And yeah, then I will let this cool down and then we can fill our bonbons. So this one is already done. Here we go with our filling. So this is the filling I just made in my blender, and we have like below 30 degrees Celsius just to make sure that we don't untemper our chocolate here. I've already prepared some hearts that I want to use, and yeah, I kind of wish I would have chosen more raspberry colors because I have some purple and some green, and but well, that's what I have now, so that's what we're going to use. As you can see, I'll put this away. As you can see, this is not super smooth. I think you can get it maybe a little bit finer if you blend it for longer and at higher speed. You could even sift this, but this will never get completely smooth. Alright, so I think we start piping in our bonbons, and what I will do as well is just add some macadamia so we have some crunch. And now we can start piping. Give it a nice little tap. And then I'll allow those to set in the refrigerator for I want to say 30 minutes or so until everything has a little bit more set. And then we can add the last layer and we're good to go. As always, thank you so much for watching my video. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the description below. You can also hit the subscribe button, follow me on Instagram, and of course, if you are looking for any kind of equipment, check out my Amazon affiliate links below. That's all. Have a great day. Bye.